Beaverton, as Scott mentioned, 5th straight Metro title. They'll get hardware for the 5th year in a row as well. Beaverton finished the regular season with a 19-5 record. They're now 22-5 coming in. A win over South Eugene in the first game, David Douglas in the second, and last night shot 69% in the second half, 61 for the game to defeat Sheldon. Benson at 26-1, they won 21 in a row. Win over Reynolds, the PIL champs beat Jesuit, and then against Churchill, 52% from the floor in the second half, 48% for the game to move into the championship contest. Scott?
All right, thank you very much, Todd. Again, that game against Churchill knocked off the top-ranked team. Here, what I mentioned earlier, 5 for 5 for Benson in the championship game. Beaverton is 0 for 2 in trying to get the title. Again, last night, both of these teams played fantastic basketball. I'm talking to both coaches afterwards. They said, wow, I hope we have something left for the championship.
Well, I'm sure they will. And, you know, if you were looking, I suppose, at the odds makers in Las Vegas at some place, you'd think maybe it goes to Benson. Or you could take it the other way around. Maybe the odds now, you flip the coin or whatever it is, it's due to come off the other way. Maybe they'll have their person. Anyway, we're looking forward to this one.
This should be a dandy. And the tip goes to Benson. Boomer Brazel with the basketball to start things off. Beaverton in the road orange and Benson in the home whites. This is Brazel. He is a lefty coming to the side. And this is Craig Lewis. Strong to the basket. Chris Laurie with the rejection. Grant Pouget comes up with a rebound, and Chris Laurie, who's blocking about a shot and a half a game during the state tournament, gets one really early in the title game.
Well, a question that I was wanting to ask was what kind of defense Beaverton would be in, and they're into man-to-man. Chris Laurie comes over from the outside, does a great job of taking away the easy hook for Benson.
Scott Boardman with the basketball working on Leon Holiday. And Holiday comes up with a steal. Holiday had 6 steals in one of the games. In fact, that was in the semis over at Churchill last night. In the semifinals against the state's top-rated team.
Both teams a little nervous here. This is one of the big question marks right here, is whether or not Beaverton can get into their offense. I think you're going to see Taylor Barton probably come into the game fairly early.
Taylor Barton, 2-year starter, coming off the bench this year because he had a knee injury that kept him out of all but a handful of games.
Well, and exactly, he was the first-team All-League player last year in the Metro League. So it won't be long. He'll be in there.
Boardman inside to Laurie, and Laurie off the glass, no, and a little bit too hard. He was 8 out of 9 from the field last night in the semifinal win, and he has a great touch. I think you're right, a little nervous on that last shot, I believe. And Mike Hood got up to block that shot, I believe, partially deflected, but Benson gets the rebound and scores. Ben Coffey, and he's been huge on the offensive glass.
Well,
quick 3.
Exactly, and of course that's what Benson did such a great job with last night against Churchill, was beating them on the offensive board.
Ben Coffey has 15 offensive rebounds. 15 offensive rebounds now in the last 2 games and 2 minutes. Craig Lewis forces it a bit, does not get it, but does draw a whistle and a foul. Let's go back to Ben Coffey. He is working the offensive boards.
Well, he has a good size already at 6'6", but then he just jumps so well and has the quickness. As you see, he anticipated that shot very, very well.
Got it up and down. Beaverton with the basketball. Scott Boardman, first year as a point guard in his career. In fact, didn't even play varsity until this year. Very quick, Craig Lewis, but now it's Hood that comes back with him. Hood and Lewis, that's going to be a great matchup of wing players. 2 excellent talents.
Very much so.
Jordy Clark with the basketball. Switch, Boomer Brazel picks him up, but not in time. Jordan Clark ties it at 2. And there's going to be a whistle and a travel call. The Benson turnover. There's Jordan Clark. Senior, transferred in from Central Catholic before the season. He's been a great addition to Nick Robertson's team.
Well, I think it's only 2:20 into the game, but I think Coach Robinson's got to be pretty pleased so far with the defense his team has played. They've pushed Benson already into a couple ball handling errors, and they've not given up the easy basket.
Pouget over to Boardman. Scott Boardman had an outstanding game in the semifinals. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it'll still be Beaverton. The officials working this game, Rick Ellsbury. Dale Danner, both from the Portland Officials Association. Boardman to inbound. Lob to Laurie. Laurie pump fake. There might have been a little contact there.
It looked like it.
Jordan Clark, though, says, don't mind me, I'll get the hoop.
How did he come out of there with that rebound?
Jordan Clark just 6 feet tall, but he hits the glass a little bit as well. Clark against Sheldon in the semifinals, 13 points, 5 rebounds. Going strong to the basket, got his own rebound, Terrence Green. No good, he's battling Clark. Green really working hard. And the PIL Player of the Year, Terrence Green, goes to the free throw line.
And this is exactly what Benson does well. So Terrence again takes the ball off the dribble in, but then look at him fall. One try, back up. Second try and the foul.
Don Emery told me last night he thinks Terrence Green has the most ability of anybody on the team. He's been their best player, leading scorer during the regular season at 17 points a game. He says he is the most talented, but there's still a little bit of learning to be done.
Well, he's just a junior.
Yep.
So he's got some work to do. I think he has some pretty good genes, too.
Yes, he does. Nephew of A.C. Green, who, of course, was on a state champion at Benson and has spent a little time in the league. We're talking the big leagues. And a couple of free throws knocked down. 4-4 the score. Full-court press. Coffee down here, working on Boucher. Boardman. Beaverton handles it well.
They do. Notice they beat that press with the pass and not the dribble. That's the key for them.
Both of these teams so impressive last night. And now, Boucher nearly turns it over. Steal for Terrence Green. It is a turnover. Green inside. Nice pass. Boomer Brazel with the bucket. First team All-PIL's a sophomore. Boomer Brazel just second team this year, but he's playing in the state championship game. Three-point try is good by Mike Hood.
Well, Mike Hood has done that all year for the Beavers, and he's starting off hot tonight.
And a travel called on Leon Holiday. Let's take another look. Mike Hood with his 8th three-pointer of the tournament.
This is a nice steal here by Terrence Green, and maybe on the end of this break, an even nicer pass.
Very nicely done.
Boomer Brazel converts.
And Terrence Green averaged almost 4 assists during the regular season. That's the part of the game, that has been impressive. He can score 30 a game, but he has bought into the team concept. And Boucher with his second three-pointer of the tournament. He hit one last night, and now he's got another.
But he is a good three-point shooter, always has been. He usually just doesn't get a lot of opportunities. Boy, he took advantage of that one. He drained it.
He is a banger on the boards. He can shoot, as you just saw. He's got a nice touch. The ball in the hand of Terrence Green. It's a three. It's good. Oh, we've got a good one from the Rose Garden. 10-9.
We wondered if they'd left something for tonight's game, and I think they have. They've answered great shooting already.
They have answered that early on. Jordan Clark. It's a two-pointer. No good. Long rebound. Morey kept it alive. Brazel had a hand on it. And now Portman hit in the face. No whistle. And at the other end, a foul on Beaverton. Scott Boardman took a whack in the face. I think he's going to be all right. It was an inadvertent play, but Nick Robertson wanted a foul in Beaverton's court.
It wasn't intentional, but it was effective, shall we say.
Craig Lewis got away with one. I think we can say that.
I have a hunch if the official, Dale Lander, had a chance to go back and do that over, he probably would have called it.
Certainly does not have the benefit of the replay, which we have here at home and here at the Rose Garden in front of us. But Craig Lewis goes to the line.
You see Taylor Barton about to check into the game for Beaverton.
While Scott Boardman screws his nose back up. Taylor Barton, he was the football player of the year in the state of Oregon, the quarterback that threw 56 touchdown passes. He's headed to Colorado. And he's right here coming off the bench. Sixth man, 2-year starter, but he's come back. Ball knocked free. Jordan Clark comes up with it. And traveling, timeout's called. Taylor Barton got a timeout call. Very smart play by Barton as Clark was on the floor with nowhere to go.
Well, I have some questions sometimes whether those are good calls.
Too early in the game,
Too early in the game, I think, state championship to be taking a timeout.
Didn't go down and come back up, so we're in a little tighter. We're way the hell too far out. Okay? Yeah. Now, Lo, you can go to the hole on that guy. I know you can. All right? Now, look, guys, hey, don't give up on high-low. Okay, at the end of break, they're fronting him pretty tough. Grant will be able to make the pass on high-low. Now, look, hey, Jordan. Huh? Why is it a full? They called it. All right, sit down. It's not our timeout.
I guess it is a full timeout. So we will we're going to take a quick break. The score, 10-9, Beaverton leading Benson with 2:58 left, first quarter.
You can prevent forest fires.
Home team's Fox attitude. You're watching Fox. It's practicing hard. It's practicing hard. It's sweat. At Damerow Beaverton Ford, we understand what it takes to get to the state tournament. In fact, many of our employees credit their professional successes to lessons they learned competing in high school athletics. Congratulations to the players, the parents, the coaches, and educators. It doesn't matter if you win the trophy. When you participate, when you compete, you learn what it takes to be a winner.
This month on TCI Pay-Per-View, Martin Lawrence and Tim Robbins find out that almost anything can happen when they have nothing to lose. Chris Tucker has a serious problem that tabloid reporter Charlie Sheen is out to exploit in Money Talks. Watch Vanessa L. Williams and Vivica A. Fox stir it up in the critically acclaimed Soul Food. It's 30 years later and the Beav's back. Don't miss Leave It to Beaver on TCI Pay-Per-View. Don't stand in line at the video store. Call TCI and order in a movie tonight.
Welcome back to the Rose Garden. Beaverton leading Benson 10-9. Let's head over to Todd Pickett.
Thanks very much, Scott. Along with academic and athletic achievement, well, they'll hand out the hardware here at the end of the game. But the Dairy Farmers of Oregon sponsors a very important award as well. And they honor the Academic All-State Awards to honor students who achieve excellence in academics as well as other interscholastic activities. Here a look at some of the winners. Girls basketball from Silverton, the South Eugene boys who are on hand tonight to be honored. Tillamook's wrestlers, the swimmers from West Albany and Dallas. And you also see cheerleading and dance and drill. So very important. You don't have to be out on the court, on the field to be honored for your academic excellence. Scott.
Thank you very much, Todd. We're ready to go here as Beaverton shooting 50% in the early going. Benson just 38%. That's just one missed shot difference, though, as you can see. Beaverton with the basketball after the timeout. 20-second called initially, then the immediate timeout. And we go to the full break. And now Beaverton with it. Taylor Barton to the basket. He makes things happen. Kicks to Jordan Clark. The three. No good. Working hard, Puget did not come away with it. Instead, it's Holiday. Leon Holiday holds it up, gives to Ben Coffey. Coffey, a long one, a three, no good. Kept alive by Hood, and Clark comes away with it for the Beavers. 10-9, Beaverton leading Benson. 2.5 minutes left. Inside, Chris Laurie. Oh, nice move. Doesn't get the finish, and a foul's going to be called. Boomer Brazel, I think, on the back of Puget.
I think not much doubt about that call. But again, if you recall in the huddle, Coach Robinson was talking about the high-low action. That's exactly what you're seeing right there on the transition. Chris Laurie is able to pin his man to throw the ball to the top. And then Puget positioned perfectly for the rebound.
He was not in the act of shooting when the big guy went on his back, Boomer Brazel. Working inside. No good. Beavers having a tough time getting the lid off the basket at that end.
Well, and a lot of that's the jumping ability here of the Techmen. They're getting their hands on a lot of those shots and intimidating them, I think, a little bit.
And we saw that with Churchill last night in the semifinals, that time and time again, the Lancers, who are among the most poised teams in the state, found themselves double pumping when sometimes they didn't have to. Laurie, nice touch. Gets one to go. He's got 4 points now.
That's a great answer by Terrence Green, and Beaverton worked really hard to deny him the ball, but it didn't work. Beaverton can run also.
It's a track meet. Laurie at the other end. My, oh my. Working it inside, Boomer Brazel. He's got the left hand up and in. He's a natural lefty, so that's an easy play for him.
Well, it's kind of a dose of their own medicine. That's exactly, what Coach Robertson's trying to get his team to do, go high-low. Benson turned around and did it for them.
Mike Wood, first team All-Metro League with the basketball. Trying to work. They're going to reverse it around. Clark going to get it to Taylor Barton down low, working on Holiday. Kick out to Hood. Wide open. NBA three, just short. But Barton the rebound. Takes it up. And it's going to be a foul call on one of the Benson players.
Well, you're going to see already what Taylor Barton is bringing to this basketball team. It's penetration. Already he's taking the ball to the basket and then kicking the ball out to their outstanding shooters.
Second personal foul on Boomer Brazel. Larry Boomer Brazel.
Exactly. And that shot there by Mike Hood, why he's so wide open, was because of Taylor Barton's dribble penetration.
Checking in the lineup, number 4, Tunde Shabomaheen. Shabomaheen is the student body president for Benson, a natural leader. And he has helped run the show for the Tech men. Also checking in, who's a sophomore, 6'7", 235, John Tennant.
John Tennant is a big body.
Yes, he is.
It's a young body, but it's a big body. And it's an effective body.
Yes, it is. He's been very effective in the state tournament. Limited minutes, but done a nice job of banging on the board. Taylor Barton, again, played only just a handful of games during the regular season. Hurt his knee in football. Tried to play through it. In fact, played against your Sunset team, Ken. Could not do it. State of Oregon Player of the Year in football, as we've mentioned. And he knocks down both free throws. Again, 2-year starter, and maybe the best player in the Metro coming back. Certainly one of the best.
Very definitely. Very definitely.
So relegated to the 6th-man role as Scott Boardman has played admirably. And he's done a great job at the point throughout the season. There's Shabomaheen with the rebound. You see he just gets in there and it makes things happen.
Well, Tunde actually, I think, got caught in there. He was under a 5-second possibility violation, and so he ended up having to shoot the ball.
Shot no good by Green. Ball knocked around, out of bounds to Beaverton. The Beavers with a 3-point lead with 44 seconds left here in the first quarter.
I suspect they'll probably try to hold the ball here for the last shot.
Taylor Barton working on Shabomaheen. And a pretty good pick set in the backcourt by Grant Pouget, who I'm told is the student body president for Beaverton. Whenever have you seen 2 student body presidents playing in the state championship game?
I don't recall it.
It says a lot about the student athletes of both of these teams, though. Don Henry's very proud. We talked about the academics earlier. He's got a number of kids who are on the honor roll. He said 7 of the kids are 3 points or better on their GPAs. I think the only 3-pointers he wants tonight are from downtown. Clock ticking down. Boucher knows it. He launches the 3. He didn't call back, so he didn't get it. We have come to the end of the first quarter. It's a good one. At the end of 8 minutes of play, it's Beaverton 16, Benson 13 for the 4A championship in the state of Oregon.
The records will not necessarily show great distances, remarkable times, or even outstanding numbers. What they will show is the great dedication, remarkable effort, and outstanding spirit of 110,000 Oregon high school athletes who play for the pure love of the game. See it, feel it, support it. The Oregon School Activities Association at U.S. Bank.
Unbelievable! The biggest tire sale of the year, happening now at your Les Schwab Tire Centers. C800 Ultra, Grand Am, Proxus, all on sale. Great buys on economy radials. Closeouts on premium all-season steel-belted radials. Incredible savings on 60,000-mile tires. Sale prices on pickups, sport utility tires, batteries, and shocks. And new lower prices on custom wheels. The Les Schwab Spring Tire Sale.
A mechanical genius I'm not, so when it comes to taking care of my car, I head to Al's Auto Supply. The parts pros at Al's always give me smart advice, the right part, the right price, whatever it takes. What if every business operated just like Al's?
You bet we got that old part for your washing machine. I'll even show you how to install it. A refund without a receipt? Oh, sure, but I know we can exchange it for the right one. We got it here in stock.
Sure would be great if every business was just like Al's.
And we're heading to the second quarter here at the Rose Garden. Beaverton leading Benson 16-13. And the fans are loving it. And pretty good play, actually, in the first quarter. Shooting percentage, about 40% for both teams. And the rebounds even. It's about as even a game as you're going to see.
Well, I think so. And the question marks that I had before the game really were mostly on Beaverton's side is, one, could they penetrate versus Benson's aggressive defense, which they have done. Could they stop Benson's penetration? And for the most part, they've done a pretty good job of that. So that's why I think we've got this even-Steven game.
And we are ready to get things going here. The fans from both schools Pickett for a quick update.
Thanks, Scott. Between quarters, Nick Robertson very organized in the huddle with his team. He talked to him about transition offense. Also told him take it to the hoop against Benson. Don't be afraid. He wants Laurie not to front so high defensively. But he's also talking most importantly about it getting his wings to the board defensively. And Ken, you know that's a key against Benson because they move around so hard. It's hard to get a body on them on the defensive board sometimes.
Well, very much so. The quickness has always been the great asset that Benson's had this year for people playing around the basket.
Puget nearly turned the ball over, but the ball was out of bounds, so it's going to be Beaverton ball. Taylor Barton will go to inbound.
Well, Benson has gone to put a little muscle on Chris Laurie. You know, John Kennan at 6'7", 235, or somewhere in that area.
Jordan Clark for three. Yes, he knocks it down. Jordan Clark, leading scorer for the Beavers during the regular season. A very balanced team, but he averaged 13 a game. He's got 7 here. Up strong inside. It's good.
Jamie Ophia.
Yeah, Ophia coming off the bench, the junior. Checked in during the timeout, and Boardman, who's back, misses the 3, and Ben Coffey the rebound.
Well, Scott Boardman doesn't miss too many of those when he gets that kind of look either, so Benson better get back a little quicker.
19-15. Beaverton by 4. Terrence Green out to run it from the point. We've got Ophia in the lineup. Chabot Maheen, Tennant. This is Ophia with the ball now. Lewis, and of course Coffey inside, trying to get into there. Puget with the steal.
Not a good decision by Jamie Ophia on that pass attempt.
Boardman in. Laurie, no good. Chabot Maheen the rebound. Going the other way. Boardman takes one. Let's see if it's a block or a charge.
I think a block.
It's going to be a foul on Boardman, his first. Scott Boardman has not had no luck whatsoever in that he took one in the nose and now here, and I think it's a good call. Very close.
I think it is. It's very close.
Good idea, just wasn't quite there. The foul called on him. He's just getting banged up, though, and hasn't gotten anything to show for it. It's going to be Benson ball, side court, in the backcourt, actually. And now Craig Lewis will check back in, and Terrence Green will get his first breather. There's Lewis, headed to Pepperdine. He already signed during the early signing period. Craig Lewis, number 22 in the white. 4th year on the varsity. He was actually a freshman the year that the Tech men took 3rd place. And now another turnover. Jordan Clark, he can hit this, and does.
Well, Jordan Clark has obviously been the offensive catalyst for the Beavers.
He has 9 of the Beavers' 21 points. It's a 6-point Beaverton lead. Chabot Maheen trying to get it inside. Lots of contact inside. Ben Coffey and Puget kind of mix it up, and let's see who the whistle's on. It's going to be on Ben Coffey. Offensive foul. Threw out an elbow, I think.
Well,
his second foul. That's an important issue here.
Corner, go back for it.
And we're going to see Boomer Brazel come back in after just going to the bench a moment ago because Ben Coffey with 2 fouls is going to have to check out. Brazel did not get it in time, so right now, this time down, Coffey has to be careful not to get his 3rd. And Beaverton may go right at him on the high-low. Puget trying to get it into Laurie. Does. Laurie turns, finds Clark for 3 more. Oh, yeah! 12 points for Clark. Craig Lewis answers at the other end with a deuce.
That was a double clutch shot. I don't know how he sticks that one. Again, Beaverton probably happy they're just happy as a clan that he takes that shot, but he puts it down. But Jordan Clark is on fire. I don't know if Benson's got anybody to put the fire out or not.
He has reminded me. Here's Puget for 3. Puget with another one. Grant Puget. Grant knocks it down. He's got 6 points, both on 3-pointers. Grant Puget did a great job on defense against Lars Stewart in the semifinals at Sheldon. And now a jump ball. Possession arrow stays. Benson basketball.
I suspect we'll get a timeout possibly here, but it's very, very important for Benson to keep their composure right now.
Furious pace in this game. Clark knocks down the 3. Then it's Puget. Grant Puget knocks it down.
But that's the real strength of this Beaverton basketball team offensively. Here's the timeout we thought might occur. Benson's got to kind of regroup a little bit here.
Because Beaverton has pulled out to its biggest lead. 5 minutes, 15 seconds left here.
Listen.
It's a timeout. Let's listen in here to Don Emery for just a moment.
Timeout. Here we go. Right here, John. Oh, we just got to cover the three-point shooters. We got to get out on them. Amen. I got it. It don't matter. Three perimeter players. You guys got the three perimeter players. I got Jordan. All right. Hey, get the ball. He's going to get it. All right. I got 5. Okay, you take 5. No, you got 5. You got 12. You got Barton. Okay. You got.
All right. Hearing some of the strategy with Don Emery. Benson has fallen behind by 10. There's a timeout. We'll come right back. Jordy Clark and the Beavers lead 27-17.
Hey, Alex, how long until we're landing in Seattle?
4.5 hours, Joy. You better get comfortable.
How do the Mariners pass the time on road trips?
Hey, do that thing again.
What's the matter, Roger Clemens? You look scared.
Oh, no, it's Joey Cora. I don't want to face him. He's too good.
You really like this, Joy, don't you?
Get back here and finish
The Seattle Mariners.
the
You gotta love these guys.
They're the one with Jose Mesa.
Okay.
It's easy to get a wireless phone from Car Toys. Now get $229 of savings. Better than free Nokia cell phone with $100 free accessories, free activation, and $100 back.
Car Toys, a better way to go.
Fox Sports News Primetime. We are there.
Welcome back to the Rose Garden. Scott Lynn, Ken Harris, along with Tom Pickett, and the Beaverton Beavers have their biggest lead by 10, 27-17. 5 minutes, 15 seconds left here. And the 13-4 scoring run, the last 4 minutes, three-point shooting has been part of the deal.
Very much so. Beaverton going 5 for 10 so far from the three-point line, whereas Benson's only 1 for 2. Big difference in the game.
There's the three-point shooting you talked about. And Benson can shoot some threes, but actually, game plan-wise, I'm not sure that was what Don Emery wanted so much.
Well, and I think he's correct. I, again, still believe that they've got to get the ball inside around the basket on these people.
Benson with it. Outside through the hands of Brazel. Martin nearly came up with it, but it's Brazel. Watch him. He has some moves. Doesn't get the roll. Big battle inside, and I think, well, I'll wait for the official to call. There were lots of bodies banging down there.
My suspicion is John Tinnon won the battle.
Yeah. John Tinnon won the battle, and also the foul's on Beaverton. It's on Scott Boardman. And here comes Hood checking back in for Boardman. Boardman having a rough go. I'll tell you something, folks. While you look at number 22 there, Scott Boardman, here's a kid who did not make his 8th grade select team. He's a late bloomer. He played junior varsity basketball all of last year, and we got to feel good for a kid like that. Greg Lewis got the shot off, and now there's lots of action inside. Foul, I think, away from the ball. There's Scott Boardman, talking about him a moment ago. You got to feel good for a kid, Ken, that stays with it, plays junior varsity basketball all of last year, averages about 20 a game in JV, gets his chance now, thanks to the injury to Taylor Barton, and gets some good things done for his team.
He's been a big plus for him all year.
Benson in the corner. Puget really working Brazel. Oh, that's a battle, and it will be all night long.
Well, I think Mr. Puget has a reputation of probably being the most physical player in the Metro League.
You'd know all about that. Being the coach of Sunset, you probably see more than him than you'd like. And he's a senior. He's gone. You don't have to face him anymore, Ken. A turnover. By the way, I want to mention here, we've got some wins in this building tonight. I had mentioned earlier, Don Emery, 346 high school wins. Nick Robertson of Beaverton, 576 career wins. And Ken Harris, my broadcasting partner, went over the 500 win mark this season. Congratulations to you as well.
Well, thanks very much, Scott. We'd like to have a couple more, but then what coach lets you know?
For those who don't know, Ken Harris's Sunset team made it to the round of 16, made it to the state tournament. But how about that? Taylor Barton gets a couple. And now, Beaverton, Jordan Clark is fouled. Shabomahane with the foul. Beaverton's got it going.
Well, they surely do. Taylor Barton makes 2 outstanding plays in a row here. Gets the dribble penetration for the easy basket, and then he takes advantage of Benson's little bit of overconfidence here and not looking while they're throwing the ball. Nice interception. And then throws the ball back into play for a possible 2 points here for Jordan Clark.
You know, I know Taylor. He might have been going over there to check with the score, make sure they got the 2 in the scorebook over there.
He might have.
He's a great kid. He really is.
He's used to throwing the passes, though, not catching them.
That's true. Jordan Clark with another point. 13 now for Jordan Clark. 30-17, Beaverton lead.
Well, Benson has to start getting worried here. They're beginning to lose contact, as you would say, in the track profession, I guess. But Beaverton's just playing so well. They are definitely just taking right up where they left off last night.
14 points for Clark. 14-point Beaverton advantage over the Tech men. Beaverton very, very strong at the end of the year. In fact, had lost earlier to Jesuit by a lot of points. Came back, though, and beat Jesuit in the final regular season game by just as many, if not more. And then in the state tournament, they've done really a nice job. Good for 30.
That should be 3. Mike Cook's not going to miss many of those.
The Beaverton fans are on their feet. Lewis tries to answer. No good. Beaverton winning the battle. They doubled the score on the Tech men. Beaverton showing great patience, however. Taking what's there and nothing more.
They really have.
Taylor Barton lobs inside on Laurie with great athleticism. Goes up to get it. That pass was headed over his head. Laurie, turn around, no good. And Shabomaheen the rebound.
One of the few shots they've missed here this little run.
And the layup good by Lewis. Taylor Barton went screaming into the score, actually into our table right in front of us, trying to steal the pass. I think he's all right, but he's going to have some floor burns when all said and done.
I mean, he looks a little physically exhausted here. You know, again, he laid out a long time. I don't think he's coming. Oops.
Hey, nice and easy, says Chris Laurie. It has never been easier.
No.
6 points for Laurie. The Beavers, 36-19.
Benson's losing a little bit of their poise here now. They've got to be careful about taking too quick shots.
Only 2 seniors in that starting lineup, as I mentioned. Shabomaheen is a senior coming in to help out here. Now there's going to be a foul whistled on Beaverton. Look at that Beaverton bench. All those guys jumping up. Don Emery's the only guy standing in front of the Benson bench right now. Watch Beaverton here on the run. Actually, this is Benson, I'm sorry, Lewis going to the basket.
Again, he used the bench, his quickness there to beat him down the floor. Benson got a little confused there on the screen and the switch. They left Laurie all alone. Beaverton took advantage of it.
And we're going to go into the huddle to hear what's going on. I think we're going into the Benson huddle with Don Emery.
Timeout. What the hell are you doing running around out there? Exactly. We got to match their intensity, guys. Pick it up. Let's go. Let's change. Let's try to move it this time. People didn't listen to win the game last time. Boomer, Ben, Craig, Terrence. Leon, come back here.
You may have heard one of the assistant coaches talking to the team early on, then Don Emery coming in with some more X's and O's. In the 5th place game earlier today here at the Rose Garden, it was Barlow, led by Freddie Jones, over South Eugene to win 5th place, 55-49. West Lynn, led by Cameron Carr, who had a big game, beating South Medford by 4 in the 4th place game. And in the 3rd place game, it was Churchill, who came into the tournament ranked number 1, actually coming from behind to win over Sheldon, 43-37. Both teams just absolutely awful shooting-wise in the first half, actually. And in the 3A Girls Championship, they're underway at the Childs Center. Central upset 2-time defending champ Marist in the semis last night, and they're on top tonight. And here's the 2A Girls Championship. Colton is your girls 2A champ. That game was played in Pendleton. Colton, your 2A girls champion. The boys 2A also being played. So here we go. Benson with some work to do, and the coach is trying to get them to play inspired ball instead of turnover right out of the shoot. And is anything make a coach a little more frustrated than that?
No, and I think you can see the frustration on the faces of the Benson players, which is even worse. Coach can afford to get a little frustrated. His players cannot. got to maintain their poise and their discipline here.
It has come very easy for Beaverton. It's been because of their good work. But sometimes when things are so easy, you forget about how you got there. And that is a danger, I think, for Beaverton. They have to continue to play hard, even now as they slow down the basketball here for the last 2 minutes.
Well, exactly. But the smell of state championship has got to be there. And I do not think we're going to see Beaverton's performance fall off very much here.
Taylor Barton with it. Bouget. Jordan Clark. He's been the hot man in the first half.
Now that doesn't mean that Benson's performance can't get better. As Coach Emery, I think, heard him say, they need to match Beaverton's intensity level.
Hood with the miss. Minute 15 to play. This is Craig Lewis to the basket. And Barton wisely decided not to try to defend it. Ahead, it's Mike Hood. Got it up high. Jordan Clark put back.
Benson, again, just did not get back down the floor.
They actually had about 3 guys going for the block shot, and nobody blocked off and went for the rebound. Clark with 16 of the 38 points for Beaverton. He averaged 13 a game in the regular season and was averaging only 9 in state tournament play. Terrence Green gets a couple. And now a whistle after the basket. I'm sure the basket will count. We have, I believe, we might have the blood rule here. I think Taylor Barton might have a bloody nose. We'll see. I hope that didn't happen when he slid right in front of us here at our table across court.
You will notice, I think, that Taylor has not gone back out of the ballgame since he came in. And he's a real key to what's going on here.
Yeah, it is. I believe he has a bloody nose. We'll see now. I think they're going to have to substitute for him because the nose is still bleeding, and Taylor does not want to come out. Anyone who watched Beaverton played in the 4A football final. Beaverton and McNary played probably the greatest high school football game of all time. You can see the blood dripping down from the nose there. So with only a minute, or actually less than a minute to play here in the first half, they'll have time to get that packed or whatever's necessary to stop the blood flow. But Taylor Barton was amazing. And I think he threw 6 touchdown passes, and they still didn't win the football game as McNary got it done. 5-second call before the timeout. Boardman couldn't get the 5-second call, or could not get the timeout before 5 seconds called, and it's going to be a turnover. Benson with the ball.
Well, the good news here for Benson, too, is now Coach Emery can use that as an example, as halftime conversation. But that's the kind of defense they have to have. So instead of Benson having the 9 and Beaverton 3 turnovers, he's got to have a second half where those numbers are reversed.
Brazel inside. Terrence Green is pushed from behind, and Boardman, I believe, with the push. That'll be his 3rd foul. And now Taylor Barton, bloody nose and all, going to sniff a little bit here for the last 14 seconds. And Taylor having a few words with Boomer Brazel as he walked on the court, and maybe that's where the bloody nose came from, I'm guessing.
Well, you got an 83-inch arm span. You're going to get a lot of things that are going to get in your way.
Indeed. Boardman having a tough night here in the championship game, but he helped his team get here with a great effort in the semis against Sheldon. As Green misses the free throw. Boardman at 12 points, 5 assists, and no turnovers against a very good Sheldon team. Green, 9 points, 3 rebounds. Missed them both. Jordan Clark with it, and the Beavers will have the last shot unless they turn it over. Barton with it. Watch the clock tick down. Jay took the last second shot, didn't get it. Taylor Barton could not get it off. And wanted a foul, but did not get it.
Very close.
Very close. But I don't think Taylor Barton could be too disappointed with his team's effort in the first half. We have reached halftime. 38-23, Beaverton by 15. Let's go to Tom Pickett.
Thanks very much, Scott. Nick, a great shooting performance by your team last night and picking right back up again tonight.
Well, we're a good inside-out team. Hopefully we got enough left to do the same thing in the second half. That's what we got to do. We got to get a little movement out of our people, and we had too many turnovers there late in the ball game. So, just basically, we've got to go back and get the ball to Laurie a little bit down low and let him establish himself the second half. If we do that, we ought to be in pretty good shape.
Halfway there, we'll let you get in with the kids. Thanks very much.
You bet.
All right, thank you very much. I've never heard a coach not want his team to make less turnovers. Honest to goodness. We have a half left to go. Don't go away. Beaverton leads by 15.
Got a job to get done? Power Rents has the tools and equipment you need to get it done. On time and on budget. Power Rents, quality name brand equipment, backed by a helpful, knowledgeable staff, and a toll-free 24-hour helpline for information, equipment reservations, and service. Power Rents has locations throughout the Northwest to serve you. Power Rents. When there's a job to get done, there's Power Rents.
This is my life. I have 5 kids.
Maggie, Katie, Molly, Aaron, and Ryan.
I want to be a lawyer, but there aren't any law schools where I live. So twice a week, after I get the kids off to school, I go to law school in another state. Southwest has lots of flights, so I get back in time to tuck my kids into bed.
A for ingenuity.
My kids take the bus to school. I take the plane.
You are now free to move about the country.
Western Conference heavyweights square off in a classic battle. The style of Shaq and Kobe meets the finesse of Baker and Peyton. The Lakers looking to regain their pride. The Sonics ready to close the door and throw away the key. Los Angeles, Seattle. Who is ready to step up and play like a true champion? Monday at 6:30 on Fox Sports Northwest.
Welcome back to the Rose Quarter, the Rose Garden, and it's a 15-point Beaverton lead here at halftime. Scott Lynn along with Ken Harris and Todd Pickett. And Ken, I got to tell you, Jordan Clark was impressive in the semifinal game. He's very impressive here tonight in the championship.
Well, it sure has been. He's not only knocked down the three-pointers, but he's hit all the crucial shots that he's been given the opportunity to have. I just think that Beaverton's been far more aggressive than Benson on both ends of the floor, as well as knocking down the threes.
It's got to surprise you a little bit. Benson came out so great in the semifinal game.
Well, I think so. I think that's surprising everybody, and especially Benson.
All right, still a lot of action to come your way. Don't go away. Beaverton by 15, playing for the 4A title here at the Rose Garden.
What do women look for in a man?
A guy who sends me flowers for no reason at all. At work. Yeah.
A man who knows what a woman wants.
A guy who watches football with the sound off.
A man who reads Men's Health, America's #1 men's magazine. From cover to cover, Men's Health gives you inside information to get the edge you need and keep it.
A guy who can, well, you know. Yeah, I know.
Sculpt amazing abs. Beat stress before it beats you. Learn which vitamins men need for maximum energy and what women wish men knew about sex. Call now for your free trial issue. Keep it and get 1 year of Men's Health for only $19.97. You'll also get our Peak Performance gift set free, featuring quick and healthy cooking for men, 100 ways to burn fat faster, and the guide to ultimate intimacy.
A man who knows just how to touch.
Get the edge. Order the magazine the others want to be. Men's Health, the magazine men live by. Call now.
A slow 5-minute kiss, Joey.
Looking for a great buy on a new or used RV? Now during the 22nd Annual RV Buyers Day sale at Valley I-5 RV Center, see what a great buy really is. Everything is on sale. New and used motorhomes, trailers, campers, everything. Bounder, Winnebago, Jamboree, Pacero, Flair, Itasca, Vectra, Safari, Rialta motorhomes. Nomad trailers, weekender campers, and over 100 used RVs. Stop in now during RV Buyers Days at Valley I-5 in Kent. Save thousands.
Where in the world can you find in-depth sports news and information about your teams? The evolution of sports television. Fox Sports Northwest Tonight, a nightly sports news and feature show with more input from regional experts on the scene in more places around the Northwest than you've ever seen before. And bringing it all together is a sports anchor who knows the territory, knows the teams, and knows what you're looking for. Fox Sports Northwest Tonight, Monday through Friday at 7.
Home teams, Fox attitude. You're watching Fox Sports Northwest.
At the Rose Garden, it's halftime. Beaverton on top of Benson in the OSAA 4A Boys Basketball Championship. I'm Todd Pickett, and we welcome you back to Portland with the Beaverton Beaverton Beavers leading. Their rally squad getting set to head out right now as well. Both these schools putting their best foot forward throughout the game tonight. Wherever you go to an OSAA championship event, you see the names of U.S. Bank and Power Rents around quite a bit. They are very important, and right now let's just take a moment to find out about these sponsors of OSAA championship events.
U.S. Bank was the first company to invest in OSAA championships back in 1984, and the bank has been represented at every title event since.
Since that time, we've contributed over $2 million in support of the championships and the various sporting activities sponsored by OSAA. We feel that investing in our young people is a good investment for the long-range growth of this state and for our young people.
In the past year, U.S. Bank joined forces with First Bank System, a company with similar dedication to youth and athletics.
In the Midwest, in states such as Nebraska, Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota, we support other school activities there. But we are involved in all of the communities in which we do business throughout the 17 states now that is the new U.S. Bank. We like to have other businesses, and we encourage and challenge other businesses to support our community, not only OSAA, but other youth organizations throughout the state. I've had 4 children go through grade school and high school here in the state of Oregon, and have been involved in athletics. Unfortunately, we didn't quite get to the championships when the kids were there, but it was a very important part of our lives and the lives of our children, because they did learn sportsmanship, they learned some leadership skills, and I think that's important, and that's why U.S. Bank does support youth activities.
Power Rents is one of the largest tool and equipment rental concerns in the Northwest. This fall marks the 3rd year that Power Rents has sponsored OSAA activities, but the support for sports in the community goes back to the very beginning.
Over 25 years ago, when Erwin Schimmel started this company, he just has a real passion for kids and for kids sports, and it's just something that has taken root in the entire company, and we just want to be there for kids.
The support of high school championships in particular is special to this family-owned business.
High school sports, Power Rents has a real passion for that. We were really concerned that kids don't have to pay to play. We want to be there to support the team, to support the school, to keep kids motivated, to keep them in school, to keep them focused. We really feel that sports helps develop their characters.
You can see the Power Rents spirit everywhere in the hard-working attitude of veteran employees. Long-haul driver George Hedinga has driven the big rigs for over 20 years.
I work there, and 3 of my boys work there, so kind of the whole family works there. Really, they've always been involved in sponsoring little league teams, bowling teams, always actively involved in the community.
It's a real participation kind of a company, from not just providing the backup as far as money and donations, but being on the sidelines and cheering. We really get into that big time.
And with us at halftime, the executive director of the OSAA, Wes Edinger. And Wes, I know you want to echo some of those comments about the important support of U.S. Bank and Power Rents to championship events here in the state.
I'll tell you, the U.S. Bank has made a huge commitment to us. They've been with us for the last 13 years and have actually donated over $2.5 million to us. And Power Rents has been on board now. This is our 3rd year, and they've made a huge commitment too. And we just so much appreciate what these sponsors do for us. And we also have the Oregon dairy farmers that have joined us this year in our scholarship program.
Great tournament as well, and a good night, good crowd here at the Rose Garden.
Yeah, we've had great crowds, and we've got a really great crowd tonight, and we also had a great crowd last night. I think we're probably a couple thousand people ahead of what we've been in the past. That's something I really watch pretty close.
Wes, there's been some talk around about the possibility of combining the girls and boys tournaments. What's the OSAA done? How far is it in the examination process? What's going on with that proposal?
Well, Todd, at this point in time, our executive board has appointed a committee to study that, and they are going to make a recommendation to our board on May the 4th. Really, I think it's quite a ways away yet for that to happen, and I really honestly think that the 4A people will probably dedicate their determine their own destiny as far as to whether we do it or don't do it. It seems that most of the coaches that I've talked to here are really not in favor of a combined tournament. They feel like both of these tournaments that we have for the boys and the girls are both real classics, and I agree that they are real classics, and so I think probably as long as that's the case, we'll probably continue the way we are.
Classic's a good way to sum things up tonight. Thanks for your time. Congratulations on another great championship season.
Yeah, I'd like to also thank Fox for just doing a tremendous job for us. Thanks a lot, Todd.
With games like this, it's easy to do. It's been our pleasure. Thank you, Wes. Scott Lynn and Ken Harris will be back with first half highlights and stats when we return to the Rose Garden. You're watching the OSAA 4A Boys Championship from the Rose Garden on Fox Sports Northwest.
It's easy to get a wireless phone from Car Toys. Now get $229 of savings. Better than free Nokia cell phone with $100 free accessories, free activation, and $100 back.
Car Toys, a better way to go.
The Mariners on Fox Sports Northwest.
And Benson for history!
MVP Ken Griffey Jr.
What a year for Junior!
All-star Alex Rodriguez.
My, oh my!
The intimidating Randy Johnson.
Strike three, come on!
The Mariners all season long on Fox Sports Northwest. Home team's Fox attitude.
Look, I'll take the last word on this one. Scottie Pippen is the best all-around player in the NBA. I'm Jim Rome.
And I'm Wallace Matthews.
And that's it for another edition of The Last Word.
Thanks for watching. Good night.
Check you next time.
Take it easy.
See you later.
Take care.
It's a jungle out there.
Drive safely.
Remember all 4 food groups.
Eat your fiber.
Death is below average.
Watch out for the killer bees.
Never look a gift horse in the mouth.
A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Your cab drivers are belligerent.
Put up your convertible top.
Wear a condom.
Let's do lunch.
And don't let that door crack you on the way out.
And world peace. Could you please create a vast sports information source that's fast and fresh and loaded with attitude, where I could go for the latest sports dirt virtually any time, day or night? Oh. And could it be free?
Now Fox Sports and Fox Sports Northwest bring you worldwide sports coverage plus your favorite home teams, and it's all free. Get your sports from a higher source. Fox Sports Online.
Thank you.
It's time to tee it up as some of the biggest names hit the links and test their skills in the Dan Marino First Plus Financial Celebrity Invitational. Final round coverage tomorrow at 5 on Fox Sports Northwest.
Halftime continues here at the Rose Garden. Beaverton leading Benson 38-23. Scott Lynn and Ken Harrison. Pretty interesting first half, especially from a Beaverton standpoint. Jordan Clark having one of the best games he's had in a while.
Well, the dream of every young man to come in here, state championship ball game, and have a half like he's had. Fantastic.
He's had a good one. Let's check out some of the highlights. Inside out.
Well, that's what I liked about this Beaverton team and what they've done so well in the first half. Going inside to Chris Laurie. When he doesn't have it, he kicks it back outside. Of course, Jordan Clark has made the most of that. Here we see mix-up on the Benson defense, and Chris Laurie all by himself for a huge basket for the Beavers.
Laurie's not necessarily having a huge night. 6 points, just 1 rebound, but Jordan Clark, 16 points. When you talk about a 15-point advantage, he's the man. No doubt about that. Now for Benson, here's Terrence Green. That's going to get a couple for the Tech men.
Well, Terrence Green, you see, you have to respect his ability to take the ball to the basket. So his defender backs off. And he's trying to keep the Tech men in the game, and he'll have to work even harder this second half.
All right, we will take a quick break and then come right back. We still have 2 quarters of action to play. The Beaverton Beavers leading the Tech men of Benson by 15.
Magical Seattle, the perfect setting for dreams to be realized. Excitement and anticipation fill the air as hopes and desires wait anxiously. Expect fierce competition at Heck Edmondson Pavilion as the University of Washington hosts the NCAA Women's Gymnastics Championships West Regional. Mark your calendar for April 4th, your date to experience the passion and fire of NCAA championship action. To reserve your seat, call 206-543-2200 and watch a lifetime of dreams come true.
And now to the NHL, where this season we're seeing a whole lot more breakaway goals.
So through the magic of Fox Sports News VR gear, let's check in with Avalanche goaltender Patrick Waugh.
Okay, Patrick, take us inside hockey's most exciting play. Patrick bought the stick fake. Now he's going to pay. A little soft on the glove side.
Hey.
How's your 5-hole?
Stop cheating, Patrick. Adam?
Whew. Nice check.
Thanks.
It's practicing hard, it's practicing often. It's forgetting about stats and playing like a team. It's sweat. At Damerow Beaverton Ford, we understand what it takes to get to the state tournament. In fact, many of our employees credit their professional successes to lessons they learned competing in high school athletics. Congratulations to the players, the parents, the coaches, and educators. It doesn't matter if you win the trophy. When you participate, when you compete, you learn what it takes to be a winner.
We're just about ready to start the third quarter. Let's quickly check in with Todd Pickett.
Thanks very much, Scott. Don, I know you talked to your young men at halftime, and you can't get all 15 points back in 1 minute. What did you tell them in the locker room?
We told them we got to defend and play hard. We lost track of their shooters. We didn't do a good job of covering them there. We'll do a better job. We told them there's still 60 minutes to play. We've gotten back, we've scored that many points to come back on situations like that, so we can come back on these guys. We can play a lot better than we played the first half.
We'll let you get with your kids. Thank you, Don. Scott, back to you.
All right, thank you, Todd. And Coach Don Emery, one of the nicest men in coaching around the state of Oregon. Your halftime statistics, 50% shooting for Beaverton, 48% for Benson. But turnover is still the big issue here, 9-3. The Tech men have got to take better care of the ball if they're going to get back.
Exactly. Nobody would have guessed that. In fact, if you asked before the game, when you said, well, the odds are it'll be the other way around. Beaverton will have more trouble with the turnovers.
Taylor Barton starts the second half. Again, remember Scott Boardman with 3 personals. It's a 3 for Pouget. Does not get it. Craig Lewis the rebound, and the Tech men are off to the races. Hood defends. Lewis, jumper, no good. Coffey was there, but Pouget is having a big game on the boards.
He's done a very, very good job, Ray has. Doesn't bode ill. It bodes a little ill here for Benson with the first 2 possessions. The Beaverton guys are wide open.
Hood made the steal. It's a loose ball. Still on the floor. Body's on the floor. Lewis gets the layup. Does not get it. Wow. What a lot of action.
I think there was 3 seconds in the key there. So that was amazing.
Clark, great vision. Good passing by Beaverton. And there's Jordan Clark. He's left alone for 3. Jordan Clark gives the Beavers their biggest lead, 18 points, 41-23.
So there have been 3 possessions, and the Beaverton players have been wide open in all 3 possessions.
Clark has 19 points, Benson 23.
Wow.
Who would have thunk it? All the way, Holiday, blocked by Loring. Second block of the game for Chris Loring. Taylor Barton to Hood. I'll tell you, what an unselfish player Taylor Barton is. He had a shot there. And now a turnover. Barton had an open 15, 16-footer and went to Hood, who's had the hot hand throughout the tournament. But the Beavers turn it over, and the Tech men get a break.
Well, they just dug a little deeper hole is all that's happened here with Benson. Used up almost 2 minutes, and instead of cutting down on the lead, they increased Beaverton's lead.
Taylor Barton, tough guy that he is, gets the rebound. Remember, he ended the first half with a bloody nose. Jordan Clark, look at the pass. Touch passes, Hood for 3. The Beaverton Beavers were a picture of perfection 1 night ago in the semifinals. And it looks like they got 3 double prints of that because they're playing perfect.
There's Taylor Barton on the breakaway.
Barton, you can see him favor the bad knee and now out of bounds. And again, the Tech men get a break. Taylor Barton's just not 100%. He told me he's about 80% on that knee. The last basket here for Beaverton. Look at the passing.
Well, what I liked about it was the great discipline of Jordan Clark not to throw up a bad shot. Instead, kicks his ball back out and they're wide open.
It's a 20-second timeout for Benson. Let's go into the huddle with Don Emery.
It's all right. Listen, you guys. On offense, so working hard. We got to settle down, get something good. We can't just try to do it by ourselves. We got to keep playing together, keep working. You're really working hard out there, playing hard. You're hustling, but on offense, get under control. Run a set play. Run it through. Okay? Run it through, Boomer. Run it through. Okay? Let's get something going.
We are there in the huddle, and we are there whenever you're looking for the stories. All the sports inside and out. Fox Sports News tonight at 10 on Fox Sports Northwest. Coach?
Well, we talked a little bit about halftime. You and Scott, you and I, about what would be Beaverton's approach in the second half. And I said, hey, they're going to come right out and play the way they did in the first half. They've got to be aggressive and attack, and they surely have done that.
Central is your 3A girls champion in the state of Oregon. Central over Cascade 50-33 at the Child Center at the University of Plymouth campus tonight. Congratulations to the champs. Here we're playing for the 4A boys title, Beaverton and Benson, and it's a 44-23 Beaverton lead in the third quarter. 5.5 minutes left, a lot of time, anything can happen. And it's the second personal foul called on Chris Roaring. But there's a lot of time, Coach.
Lots of time. What Benson has to do is to be able to put the ball in the basket. And then I think they've got to put some kind of a pressure on here. They've got to do something defensively to make some things happen.
Benson, generally speaking, has been referred to as the most athletic team maybe in the state. Beaverton, though, matches them pretty well.
Well, they've more than matched up tonight, obviously.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, it's not so much athleticism out here. First of all, it's the shooting. First, the Beaverton has been magnificent.
Nick Robertson calling out some help there.
Hey, Rick, I'll tell you what.
Second foul for Hood in the backcourt. Stop the fast break. But Benson will have it. 19-point lead. I think what Benson has to do here, speak to me from a strategy standpoint if you agree, they've got to get down to about 10 points or so by the end of this quarter.
Somehow, yes, you got to get down at least to 12, 10. They'd be very happy with 10 right now. But Coach Emery talked about, but they can't try to do it by themselves. They've got to stay within the team concept and run some offense. And you see, that's a perfect example of what he's telling them not to do.
It's really got to be tough for Benson tonight. Last night, the game plan against Churchill, #1 ranked team, a team that was just very, very patient, was get ahead early and then just take care of it. Don't shoot jump shots. Well, Benson jumped out to a 10-1 lead and played from strength all night long. Tonight, it has not been that way for them.
No, it hasn't. I say, and they're taking a lot of early shots.
Laurie with another block, his third. He's playing center field pretty good in there. And the Hood for three, he gets nothing. And a foul going for the rebound. Poujane is going to be called for it. Grant Poujane picks up his second personal foul. Grant Poujane struggled in the first two games early. And in fact, it was just 2 of 11 in the first game against South Eugene offensively. But he really has come back with a fine game against Sheldon in the semis. And tonight, he's really working hard.
Well, he always works hard. And so he's kind of been the backbone of this team in many ways, and he's a very steady player, always going to give you his best, and a very, very tough defender.
Terrence Green missed right at the basket, and again, no second chances for Benson. Bart just inside the NBA three-point line, and now Green pushing. Gets it out ahead to Brazel. Mike Hood is called for the foul.
I don't know about the foul, but Mike Hood, did he get up there or did he get up there?
Third foul on Mike Hood, and he says, I know I was up high. Let's take one more look.
Mike Hood did some great job of hustling back, and then again showing some pops. Boy, I don't know. Mike Hood, in my opinion, will find himself playing in a 4-year high school. I know that nothing's happened yet, to my knowledge.
4-year college.
4-year, excuse me, 4-year. He's obviously played a 4-year high school, but a 4-year college. He has all the tools. He really does.
First team All-Metro. This was his first year as a starter, if I'm not mistaken, but he is a Division I prospect. In fact, Nick Robertson was telling me, and I don't want to let the secret out of the bag, but apparently the player doesn't even know that there's a trip coming up, a D1 school that is interested in having him come to visit. So I think you're right, Coach. I think he can play.
Yeah, he definitely can.
He told me which school, but I don't want to let the secret out, so I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
But we'd see a lot of them in the West Coast Conference. Inside to Laurie. Look at the nice move. You know, he's made that shot all tournament long. I think he's just a little anxious the way things are going tonight. But he gets the rebound, pushes it to Clark. Jordan Clark scores again. Clark now has 21, and the Beavers lead by 20.
Well, what a turnaround. You know, here comes Benson down here on the break. It looks like they got the numbers. They get nothing. Beaverton comes down and gets 2 on their break. Got to finish off.
The Beaverton defense has the Benson players looking at themselves a little bit.
Well, they're not moving. See, it's one guy out here trying to beat 5. That just doesn't work. You've got to get some movement, some kind of screening.
And I harken back to last night in the semifinals when midway through the third quarter with a big lead over Churchill, they went to the fourth quarters. I'm wondering if they're not out of the groove just a little bit.
Well, they definitely are. I think, again, that the frustration level has set in. And this is what happens sometimes you get behind to this many points. Very, very difficult to maintain your pace.
4th foul for Boardman, so Ryan Wilson, a sophomore, checks into the lineup.
Ryan's played a lot, though, this year.
Scott Boardman, 4 fouls, as I mentioned, not having the kind of championship game he wants, but I'll guarantee you the smile, you will not be able to wipe the smile off his face if the Beavers hold on to the win. We have an official timeout on the floor. We're going to step aside for just a moment and come back. We're just under 3 minutes left, third quarter. Beaverton leads Benson 46-26.
Home teams, Fox attitude. You're watching Fox Sports Northwest.
Fox Sports News. We are there. Weekend 6 to 8.
It's practicing hard. It's practicing often. It's forgetting about stats and playing like a team. It's sweat. At Damerow Beaverton Ford, we understand what it takes to get to the state tournament. In fact, many of our employees credit their professional successes to lessons they learned competing in high school athletics. Congratulations to the players, the parents, the coaches, and educators. It doesn't matter if you win the trophy. When you participate, when you compete, you learn what it takes to be a winner.
Ever wonder why they call it the Superstation? Like what you see? Well, keep watching, because the best movies, sports and shows, and biggest broadcast network premieres are only on the Superstation. The biggest just keeps getting better. No wonder they call it the Superstation.
Sports Northwest exclusive coverage of the OSAA U.S. Bank Class 4A Boys Basketball Championship presented by Power Rents was brought to you by Car Toys. A better way to go for car stereos, car alarms, radar, pagers, and cell phones. Car Toys, the AutoZone Retailer of the Year for the 5th year in a row. Scott Lynn along with Ken Harris and Todd Pickett. 46-26. Beaverton leads late third quarter. Let's go over to Todd.
Thanks, Scott. Sorry we lost you there for a minute. Nick Robertson is going to make a defensive switch now. Jordan Clark, who's not in foul trouble at all, is going to move over and take Terrence Green. And the other thing that Nick talked about in the huddle is something, Ken, that you and I talked about last night during the semifinals. He wants these guys to make sure they screen along the baseline underneath and get some open shots and reverse the ball. But getting the body on the Benson defenders is a real key.
Well, exactly. They have done a much, much better job than Benson, to be very honest, with their offensive movement and their screening.
And they've run the fast break more effectively. We talked at the outset about Benson running, but it's an 18-8 Beaverton advantage. Taylor Park out on Green here.
Exactly. And you know, Benson just has not been able to convert here. They're 1 for 9 and they're shooting this quarter. You can't do that and come back from the deficit they had at halftime.
Clark on Lewis. That's a good matchup.
But you can kind of watch the Beaverton defense now. You can see that the 4 people who are not guarding the ball are all in there, and they're going to take away the dribble penetration.
Going to Coffee. Entry pass, letting him work on Laurie. Working down inside. And a whistle and a foul. Craig Lewis is going to go to the free throw line. And the clock is stopped with 2:19 left, third quarter.
Well, here I think what we're going to see is that Benson is finally executing on their offense, and they got the movement inside, they got the screen, and he broke Ben Coffey open for the easy shot.
Second foul on Jordan Clark.
Hey, well, we're on top.
Craig Lewis to the line with 6 points and 4 boards. Lewis did a tremendous job defending Moses Olson of Churchill in the semifinal.
Penetrate. Tell him to drop back right now. Tell him over right now.
Listening to Coach Don Emery talking a bit. He hasn't given up, but he wants to make sure his players have not as well. Coffey with almost another offensive rebound. Taylor Barton with the basketball. Team fouls. Beaverton 7, Benson none. So some fouls to give here for the Tech men. But a 19-point Beaverton lead. Defended by Holiday.
One of the things that Beaverton does well, as you can see, when there's a lot of defensive pressure, Grant Paget, number 31, and Chris Laurie, 40, will usually break out high and relieve that pressure with that pass out to their post.
Jordan Clark, short, doesn't get it. Ball tipped up in the air. Fighting for it. It's Holiday that comes away with it. Barton almost got a steal in the backcourt. Working it inside to Coffey. Going to work on Paget. Does not get it. Right there for the rebound is Ryan Wilson.
Well, again, kind of symptomatic here of Benson's problems. The ball went inside. They got the shot. Nobody went to the boards for Benson.
Paget misses the three. Kept alive by Laurie. And Ryan Wilson had it for a moment. Strong move to the basket. Nicely done by Terrence Green. Green now with 11 points. A whistle and a foul, I believe, on Holiday.
But again, that is what Benson has to do. They've got to somehow get some baskets. Here's the breaker. Nice move by Terrence Green. Able to go up there and hang and yank it off the board. But then, see, they need to come back and deny that inbounds pass or put so much pressure on that guy with the basketball. They have not been able to do that at all.
Four blow.
Nick Robertson calling out what he'd like to see on offense. We're under a minute left, third quarter. Beaverton leading by 17. Ryan Wilson, the sophomore, 5'11". Now a whistle away from the ball. But again, Benson has some fouls to give, so it's not going to put the Beavers on the line for a while.
Well, in fact, Benson needs to try to take those gambles and chances because the fouls right now are definitely not going to hurt them.
Larry Brazel picking up his third foul. Here comes today Shabomaheen coming back in. Shabomaheen, the spiritual leader of this club, out on the floor right now. He's been the most inspirational player on 3 different teams. The soccer team, the track team, and the basketball team. And here comes the big body, John Tinnen in. Brazel and Holiday go to the bench.
Well, let's hope that Tunde he can give the inspiration and protect the knee because they're hurting right now.
Working inside. Jordan Clark for 3 again, though. There he is, Tunde with the rebound. Shabomaheen bringing it up the floor in a hurry. Defended by Wilson. Tech men would like to get a hoop here. A long 3 and yes, sir. Craig Lewis bombs away. Lewis was shooting 60% from downtown in the state tournament. He's got 10 points now, and that is a big momentum shift. Benson within 14.
Well, they need a defensive stop right here.
Wilson fouled. That's probably not a bad foul by Lewis, other than it is his third. But again, with Wilson going to the basket, he had a pretty good look.
Well, plus it disrupts Beaverton's offense. I thought there was maybe only a couple seconds left in the quarter when Lewis takes that shot. That's why he shot it so far out.
It's the first foul on Craig Lewis, third team foul. My mistake. Now 2 seconds. Lob to Laurie. He got the look. He got the roll.
That should never be allowed. Wow. You know they're going to throw that pass.
Chris Laurie has been big throughout the state tournament. Team high 16 points in the semis, 22 points against David Douglas in the quarterfinals, and he's come up with a big basket here to end the third quarter. 8 minutes left. Beaverton 8 minutes away from its first title.
Got a job to get done? Power Rents has the tools and equipment you need to get it done. On time and on budget. Power Rents, quality name brand equipment, backed by a helpful, knowledgeable staff, and a toll-free 24-hour helpline for information, equipment reservations, and service. Power Rents has locations throughout the Northwest to serve you. Power Rents. When there's a job to get done, there's Power Rents.
The records will not necessarily show great distances, remarkable times, or even outstanding numbers. What they will show is the great dedication, remarkable effort, and outstanding spirit of 110,000 Oregon high school athletes who play for the pure love of the game. See it, feel it, support it. The Oregon School Activities Association at U.S. Bank.
Western Conference heavyweights square off in a classic battle. The style of Shaq and Kobe meets the finesse of Baker and Peyton. The Lakers looking to regain their pride. The Sonics ready to close the door and throw away the key. Los Angeles, Seattle. Who is ready to step up and play like a true champion? Monday at 6:30 on Fox Sports Northwest.
We head to the fourth quarter here at the Rose Garden. Beaverton leading Benson 48-32. The stats through the first 3 quarters, and the shooting pretty much even. Turnovers, both teams took better care of the ball. And really, I guess the three-point shooting we talked about, that's probably the big difference here.
Well, for the game, it's the turnovers by Benson, but the three-point shooting, I think, for Beaverton has truly been the biggest difference between the two basketball teams. Not only, obviously, the point difference, but I think a lot of it's the emotion and the momentum has gone Beaverton's way.
Some of the Beaverton fans waiting to celebrate their first ever Boys 4A championship. They're just 8 minutes away. Benson would like to put a little damper on that party by coming back and making it real interesting here in the fourth quarter.
And 16 points is a lot to make up in 8 minutes. Especially against Beaverton, who's, they shoot the free throws so well that you can't survive by fouling.
Jabal Maheen lost the 3, didn't get it. Coffey had the rebound. Tinnen had the ball, I thought, knocked free, but instead, I guess, off his hands and off the back, the bracket. It's going to be Beaverton ball. And Don Emery looking resigned to the fact that, man, there's not enough time on the clock. Obviously, you keep coaching, you keep having your kids work. With the realism setting in.
Exactly, but it's on this end of the floor right here that Benson has to make it happen. You cannot let Beaverton score, and somebody has to come up with a couple big plays here. Steal or whatever it takes, block shot, something to make things happen.
Boucher trying to get it inside. The ball went off the foot of John Tinnen to Benson. Look for some threes. There's one. Terrence Green bombs away. Green now has 14 points, and the Techmen have some hope. Just under 7 minutes left, down 13. Taylor Martin taking care of the ball, and now Jabal Maheen is going to be called for the foul. I think that's team foul number 4.
That could have maybe been ruled a kick. It's really hard to tell here from the replay, but great shot here by Terrence Green. What I'm a little surprised is that Benson's not picking up full court here. And again, trying to get this game out of the half-court style that Beaverton, of course, wants to have at this time.
Ryan Wilson inbound. Wilson had only played in a couple of the tournament games in just a few minutes. Now he's in here in the state championship game. And now stepping on the line, Jordan Clark. Clark tried to say he was bumped by Terrence Green, and Dick Robertson obviously would think so. Now Hood is going to come in and check in. Let's take another look. You got a great angle on it. His foot does step on the line right there. Yeah.
They don't miss too many of those.
No, they're good. The officials have done a nice job here tonight. Ellsbury and Danner. And really throughout the tournament, I thought the guys did a pretty good job.
It has been a pretty well officiated tournament. Then you can tell how hard it is for me to say that.
He didn't want to say it. It was like pulling teeth to get it out of there. Whistle, foul. Underneath the basket, I believe. Let's see. It's going to be a foul on PJ. That's his third personal. Biget is going to continue to guard Boomer Brazel down low. Now, that is the 17th foul. I believe they're going to shoot the free throws here.
Yes.
The scorer's table was trying to get the attention of the officials to say we're in a one-on-one, so the refs did not know that, and that's not necessarily their fault.
No, in fact, that's not their fault at all. It's supposed to be informed of that.
You're looking for next year already, aren't you? You're just trying to use it.
You bet.
They've done a great job. Say the word.
I'll tell you this. If you listen to coaches, probably the complaint from the majority of coaches who complain about officiating is that when it gets to the state tournament this year included, the officials tend to let it go on too much.
It has been physical.
It's very rough and very physical. And, I feel that comes down a little bit from the upper levels, college game and everything. And high school officials are, unfortunately, maybe picking up on that.
Larry Brazel, 5 points and just a couple rebounds. He was the team's top rebounder in the regular season at 9 a game, averaged 12.5 points. First team All-PIL as a sophomore, second team this year.
He's been pretty quiet tonight. Unfortunately for the Techman.
He gets the first free throw to go. Oh, and it's waved off. Violation, no free throw. He doesn't get the second one. And how costly is that?
I don't know who came in.
I'm not sure who stepped over the line either, Cam, whether it was the shooter or somebody coming in the lane. Don Emery did not like it. Again, Central is your girls 3A champion. That victory at the Child Center. 2A girls Colton over Regis for the 2A girls championship. And just over in Pendleton, it was Napa over Lost River, 78-53. And what a big basket for the Beavers. Lots of smiles on their faces. Well, they're 6:21 away from the championship.
Well, again, a very, very big turnaround here again. Benson gets the free throws taken away from them, and here Chris Story comes up with a magnificent play. How he gets this ball in the basket, I don't know. It almost hit the top of the backboard.
And he knocks down the free throw. 11 points for Laurie. I believe that was his first time to the line tonight. It was. Laurie, a perfect 12 of 12 from the line in the state tournament.
See, you're sitting over there, too, Coach Emmer, and he's saying, now, geez, if we had our 2, and you take away that 3, you're talking about almost a 10-point game. What a difference.
It is a huge difference, and there's still plenty of time. 10-point game with 6:15 or so to go. You bet it's a game. Javon Maheen with a nice job of creating it. Jordan Clark is whistled for a foul. But you get an idea of the athleticism of the Beaverton players. You've seen Hood go up to block one like that. You've seen Clark, who just gets his 3rd foul, going up high. Foul or not, you can see these guys have got some hops.
They very definitely do here. I'm not sure who the foul would call. I guess it had to be on Jordan Clark. I'm not sure what he fouled him with, but...
just showed the replay here on the big screen at the Rose Garden, and
wasn't
the fans don't agree.
No.
So 2 free throws coming up for Craig Lewis. And I'll guarantee you there won't be a Techman that moves on the line during that free throw attempt.
No. And the bad news for the Techman point, if he misses, they'll probably still be staying on the line because of that.
Benson just 1 loss all season. But they're 6 minutes away from a second defeat. Their only loss was to Churchill in the holiday tournament back in December. 61-44. They got some revenge for that one. They're in it. Jordan Clark's in it. I'm talking about the zone. He's still popping threes. Jordan Clark with 24. Trying to answer. No. Clark with it. And he is fouled. Clark had a chance to have a little showtime.
Yes, he did.
The Beaverton fans on their feet. They can smell it. They can taste it. 4th foul on Larry Brazel. Boomer picks up his 4th. That's a hustle foul.
Well, it's a good foul, actually, from their standpoint. Anyway, they probably weren't going to get 2 cents points out of it.
Jordan Clark has done the job in the state title game. Working it in. Oh, what a nice pass by Hood, and Barton is fouled. Taylor Barton will go to the free throw line. Just under 5.5 minutes left. Second foul on Leon Holiday.
Well, as you can see, very obviously, Benson has not been able to control Beaverton's point guard.
How do you think Nick Robertson is feeling right now? You've won a state championship at Sunset.
Yeah, but he's not counting yet. He probably needs another 2 or 3 minutes before he's going to feel a little more comfortable.
In fact, the story I'd like to tell at this time, when Nick won his first championship, 1979 up at Midville, he happened to beat a Churchill team coached by Ken Harris.
Double overtime. Double overtime.
And that was half as long as the 4 overtime game you guys had played the year before. Not in the final, but a while over, but nonetheless.
We've had some good battles over the years.
And now in the same league, the Metro League, Sunset and Beaverton. You know, I noticed a lot of camaraderie this week during the luncheon. All the coaches were talking. Coaches, once they get here, they do root for the other teams in their league a little bit, don't they?
Oh, definitely. Well, sure, Metro League look good. And, you know, like in our case, I'm sure our kids are rooting for the Beaverton kids. They're in our league. They played with it. In our case, our team had to beat Beaverton, so our kids want to run around the neighborhood saying, hey,
we beat the state champs.
Sure. So, same with the Jesuit kids. You bet.
And a foul on Craig Lewis. I think an inadvertent elbow, but Lewis is still feeling it nonetheless. There's going to be a timeout here on the floor, and once you come out on the floor like this, isn't the rule you have to at least be off for at least a second?
Yeah, he'll have to come out of the game.
I was fortunate enough to sit in the officials meeting prior to the state tournament. Heard how they were going to call the tournament. And that was one of the things they talked about. If you have an injured kid, you have to come out of the game for a tick on the clock. Weeknights at 7. Be sure to tune in to Fox Sports Northwest tonight. This nightly news show brings you the stories and the features of our Northwest professional and collegiate and high school athletes. Tune in Monday through Friday nights at 7 o'clock right here on Fox Sports Northwest. Well, he is clearly hurting a bit. Craig Lewis, he may have a cut there as well, which would, again, force him to leave the game because of the blood. Lewis, I think, he's been the most impressive Benson player throughout the tournament, and that's a huge loss here with just 5:05 to play.
Well, I think so. He's not very steady on his feet even there. He's going down near the end of the bench. But take a seat. You're right. He has a cut, so chances of us seeing him again aren't very good. That doesn't help Benson, obviously.
He does not. You got free throws coming. Taylor Barton standing on the line.
Taylor Barton is outstanding free throw shooter.
He is, as Nick Robertson's called him, Mr. Clutch. He's our guy. You want him at the line. There it is. Clutch free throw shooting against David Douglas. Beavers knocked down 13 out of 16.
Well, when you look at the way they shoot three-point shots, you think they'd never miss a free throw.
Those are gimmies, aren't they?
That's like a layup for most people.
That effort against David Douglas, by the way, in the quarterfinal round, the 61-51 win. Three-point try, no good. Terrence Green missed. Holiday got the rebound, no good. Ball loose. Laurie kicks it out. This is Hood. He's got help. He tried to go behind his back. Barton gets it back to Hood and got the roll. Got the bounce.
He did. Got the bounce. Then Beaverton's night.
11 points for Hood. Green to the basket. Doesn't get a great tip in by Ben Coffey. Beavers have done a great job keeping him away from the basket, but that shows you what he can do. Laurie couldn't believe how open he was.
Benson is disorganized here a little bit on the full court. They haven't really been able to set up their full court defense, and Beaverton took advantage of it.
And after the basket, Laurie knocked the ball away, and it's a delay of game call against Beaverton.
Well, that won't hurt him too much. Yeah.
Delay of game warning for the Beaverton bench on that. The bench had nothing to do with it. That was Laurie knocking the ball away.
He said, I need a rest. Plus, he wants to save it. I think the Beaverton players at this stage are saving every single second here this last 4 minutes of the game.
Terrence Green trying to do it all. A foul is whistled. Going to be free throws here. Let's go over to Todd Pickett for a quick update.
Thanks very much, Scott. In back of the Benson bench, and they continue to attend to Lewis. Got an elbow right up above the eyebrow. They're just trying to get the bleeding stop right now. Looked over and said, was it an elbow? He said, yeah. It's almost like trying to get a fighter stop right now, getting some gel on it, getting it bandaged up, and hoping to get him back up and back into the game, Scott.
All right, thank you very much. I think he's all right. It's just a matter of, can he get patched up quickly enough to help his team at this point?
Especially, and plus with all the perspiration, it's very difficult to get anything to stick on there. It's tough.
Terrence Green with 17 points, top scorer for the Tech men. 4 minutes and 9 seconds left. Full court pressure now off the made free throw. Beaverton handles it well. Bart quarterbacking his team. Oh, yeah. And typical of the night for Scott Boardman. Off his hands and out of bounds. He's had better games.
Yes, he
Lots
has.
better games.
But it's not going to have much consequence, it doesn't look like. As you can see, there's a lot of standing around here by the Benson kids.
The Tech men, the PIL champs, 26-1 on the season. They've won 21 straight. A nice one from downtown for Tunde Shabomahi. And now look out right in front of us. Shabomahi almost landed in our lap. Boardman is going to get to shoot free throws. Blocking foul called on Ben Coffey.
Well, I'm going to go way out on the limb on this one. I think Scott Boardman will make both these free throws.
You're out there. You are out there. Let's take one more look here. Boardman, I think if he laid it up initially, I think he was going to try to come back.
He was.
Yeah, he was going to pass off, wasn't he?
He saw his way at the basket was blocked.
He's shooting a 1-1, so it was on the pass off. He has to make the first to get the second. He missed. He didn't get the second.
I was trying to help him. I was trying to give him the confidence he needed. And Scott Boardman's done a lot of great things for this team.
Yes, he has.
If he doesn't score 20 tonight,
no big deal.
No big deal.
Big deal for him.
He's just as important to this team as any of these guys.
Jordan Clark knocked the ball away, but then Green steals it back. Now Holiday. Holiday pushing, scores. Bart got out of his way. 15-point game, 3:10 left. Another turnover. This is where Beaverton has to be careful as Green had a chance. Clark wisely slows up.
I'll tell you, Bart did a great job of blocking out Ben Coffey on that last shot there, because Ben Coffey was just licking his chops to stick that rebound out there. Boucher
is going to be called for the offensive foul.
Let's see a timeout here. A Beaverton timeout.
And the fourth foul on Puget that Nick Robertson wants to talk things over with his team for just a moment. 2 minutes, 45 seconds left in this 4A championship game. Beaverton still leads, but it's a little closer. Don't go away.
I went to my first rodeo when I was 16. Fell in love with it. So, Bill and I fly to rodeos on Southwest Airlines. With fares this low, we are getting to be regulars. Bill wishes I would stay home and play bingo.
B11.
I tell him as long as Southwest is flying, I'm riding.
You are now free to move about the country.
Magical Seattle, the perfect setting for dreams to be realized. Excitement and anticipation fill the air as hopes and desires wait anxiously. Expect fierce competition at Heck Edmondson Pavilion as the University of Washington hosts the NCAA Women's Gymnastics Championships West Regional. Mark your calendar for April 4th, your date to experience the passion and fire of NCAA championship action. To reserve your seat, call 206-543-2200 and watch a lifetime of dreams come true.
2 minutes, 45 seconds left. Beaverton leading Benson by 13. We've had some buzzer beaters throughout this Oregon 4A tournament. Michael Dunleavy, the Blazer coach's son, from the Q on Rose Quarter, for goodness sake. That sent a game to a second overtime. Jackson of David Douglas scored there to win a game, and Ben Coffey was big. That play gave his team a win. So we've had some great finishes, a lot of great competition. We've seen some outstanding players. Some of them are going to be on the all-tournament team that we'll have for you a little bit later, but there are other players that aren't going to make the all-tournament team that, I mean, there's so much talent in the state this year.
Oh, there are really a lot of young talent. There's a sophomore at Jesuit, Brian Mittenson. There's, I'll leave lots of kids out, I know, if I
How
start
about that
naming.
freshman from Jefferson,
Oh,
Michael Lee?
Oh.
He looks like he's 23 years old. Looks like he should be starting for Duke or somebody.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not in the PIL. You bet. Yeah, Benson here, of course, has, most of these kids are juniors. Terrence Green's a junior.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Green will be back. He launched, and let's see, it's a three-point try. It's the fourth foul on Hood, but 3 free throws coming, I believe, for, Terrence Green. I'm fairly certain.
I think so, too. Coach Robinson didn't like that very well.
No, he didn't.
He's pulling it out.
Boardman comes right in for Hood. And he's talking to him and said, why? Why? Up 13, we do not want the clock to stop. That's the big deal.
You're not going to foul him.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying. 18 points for Terrence Green.
Benson is taking a tough shot. I mean, the odds are it wasn't going to go in anyway, but I don't know. The emotions of the game.
19 points now. The Benson fans with a smile, a little hope perhaps. 2:37 left. 12-point game. Craig Lewis, by the way, is going to need stitches and probably won't be back there for it.
He's back in the game.
Check that.
He's back in the game, Craig Lewis.
We were told he may not be back because he needed stitches.
Well, he probably going after the game for the stitches.
And they put a little Band-Aid on it and said, that's fine, I'm playing.
Well, he's a senior. You don't get too many opportunities to play state championship games. Stitches can come later.
And with 3 free throws, just like that, we have a, hey, it's not over kind of game.
Now we go back to that 5-point turnaround a little earlier, if you recall. The stepping over the line is the free throws, and then coming down here and Laurie makes three. Take time.
61-51. Benson has scored 10 in a row, and in just a minute, 14. Benson has to take care of the ball. And there, Lewis has the bandage on. You can see he's wearing the Band-Aid over the cut. He will need stitches eventually, but he's a gamer. He picks up his 3rd foul, and Taylor Barton to the free throw line.
Wrong guy to foul, in my opinion, but he's the only guy that had the ball. So, I don't know what to do. I think you don't let Taylor get the ball down, to be very honest, but there's not a guy in this team, the Beaverton's team, that you foul. You go from Jordan Clark right down the line. They're all excellent shooters. And Chris Laurie sometimes has had a little trouble from the line, but what's he in the tournament?
Laurie, he's perfect, 12 for 12. Yeah.
So I don't think you go after him.
Barton will shoot 2 free throws here. The first one is short. Some of the players didn't realize it was not the 10th foul. 10th team foul, so they are shooting 2 from here on out. 2 minutes, 32 seconds. Barton, look at this, 7 points, 9 assists. He gets the second free throw, 11-point game, 8 points for Barton. 2.5 minutes left. Benson, can they come back? It would be one of the great comebacks of all time. For Green, just off the back of the iron. Ball tipped around and in, finally by Coffey. And timeout is going to be called. Timeout called by Benson to stop the clock with 2:17. It's going to be a 20-second timeout. 62-53. Listen to the Benson fans. They're on their feet with something to cheer about.
Exactly. Hey, I mean, how much credit can you give to these Benson kids? It looked like it was all over. You know, we were talking a little bit about maybe they were resigned to it, but obviously that's not happened. A great competitive effort here. Even if they aren't able to overcome the Beaverton margin here, you know, they're going to know they gave it their best shot.
Last year's championship game that you and I worked, it was Sheldon and Wesleyan. Wesleyan overcame a 10-point deficit in the last 5.5 minutes to win. Could it happen again?
Well, that's like I said a little earlier. That's why Coach Robertson wasn't counting this state championship at the 5-minute mark.
He will earn it if he gets it. Don Emery working hard to get his title.
The last 2:17 could be an eternity when you're behind. It goes by way too fast.
Momentum clearly on Benson's side, and the fans are up for Benson. Beaverton fans a little quiet right now. Barton does a nice job of beating the press on the dribble.
Beaverton doesn't really want to shoot the ball. They just want to take the layup or get the foul. I think they'll go to the bank with the free throws.
First foul on Terrence Green. Taylor Barton to shoot 2. And what we're seeing here is on defense, Holiday checks in because he's a big steals guy, and then Boomer Brazel checks in every time there's a dead ball to get the offense going.
That paid off last time, as you notice. Brazel did a super job because Logan Arms keeping that rebound line, they put it back in.
Beaverton pretty good on the night, but the free throws have been harder to come by lately.
Yes, but I don't look for Taylor Barton to miss very many. I've not seen him miss many in his career. 3-year varsity kid for Beaverton.
Got them both. Big relief for Beaverton.
Now Benson almost has to see again. 3 to overcome the 2 to gain any ground.
11-point advantage with 2 minutes left. Terrence Green. Laurie almost got a piece of it.
Yeah, no Benson kids on the boards. It's a nice.
Ball knocked from behind by Green, but the Beavers, Jordan Clark chased it down. Oh, another near steal by Green. He has just missed 3 times now. He is really hustling. Very impressive. That's why he was the PIL Player of the Year. No quit in him. Taylor Barton, drive dish, and good patience.
Green is not going to shoot the ball. They'll take a look. That's all they're going to take.
And a foul away from the ball on Coffey. I think it's Puget that's going to go to the free throw line.
Not the only thing Benson accomplished there is Taylor Barton's over there holding the shorts. He's a little fatigued.
Yes,
so he might have a little more trouble at the line.
Well, he's gained about 20-25 pounds since football, I think, as he's bulking up to play at the collegiate level in Colorado.
Well, and of course, he's been inactive a lot, too.
Yes, he has.
Too much, so he does look like maybe he might have a pound or 2 more than he did over the year, but he's still done a great job.
Look at him. He can barely drag it to the huddle, can he?
Yeah.
We're going to go into the huddle with Dick Robertson. Let's hear what he says as the Beavers close in on a state championship. Just a minute and a half left.
Guys, let's think about it now. Hey, this is the state championship now. Let's play smart. Seal up. No fouls. Seal up. That means Green goes. We got to seal here. He goes left almost every time. Okay? Left every time. Overload. Overload. You go to here. Hey, Laurie here. Taylor here.
Okay, I'm going this way.
Yeah, you didn't go. Now you come back in the middle. It's not a stop clock. Taking in against the pressure. Maybe showing 3-2 lag. Yeah, 3-2 lag. 3-2 lag. Not a stop clock. Right. Okay. Now you're not able to run any. Roll to the top of the key. The other guy on this side slash through the lane. Okay, to a rebound position. So the guy, Benner Boomer, spot up on either side of him. Come on.
Our thanks to both coaches for wearing the microphones tonight so that we can go right in the huddle and have you in the huddle in your living rooms at home. It's a real thrill to be able to listen in. Quick game summary, what's happened here. Green has done a nice job. Terrence has 21 points, leads the way, but Jordan Clark with all those 3-pointers, he got him off to the good start, heading towards a double-double. 3-point shooting's been a big, big difference here. Beaverton's nailed 9, Benson 4 of 13. The game reset. Beaverton with 2 full timeouts and a 20. Benson with just 1 full. Most importantly, the reset, or the possession arrow pointing toward Beaverton. Taylor Barton with the words of Nick Robertson ringing in his ears. This is the state championship, fellas.
Well, he made good use of that little rest that he got, and he's ready to go again.
Barton knocks down both free throws. Some of these kids have played together since 2nd grade. And they're about to win a state championship. No good. Finally tipped up and in. That was Coffey getting credit for that. 66-55. Beavers are still going to have to make some free throws here to win it. And you can see the Tech men are trying to foul, but unless they really hit him. And look at Taylor. Smart guy he is. I'm shooting. I'm shooting, says Taylor. For the half court.
I don't think so.
Oh, man.
They had to pull his jersey out, though, to get the foul. But they're fouling the wrong guy, obviously. I know he missed one earlier, but, you know, try somebody else.
Coming into this game, however, he was just 8 for 13, 62% in the tournament. Perhaps they saw that and said, hey, maybe he's the guy we found.
Well, I could tell him from past experience that he's not the guy that you want on the line. I mean, if you're Beaverton, it is, but not if you're the opposing coach. You know, I would like to say that these are two, obviously, the finest coaches in the ranks in the state of Oregon or anywhere. Both deserve to win. You know, Coach Emery knows that he's probably got another chance next year. Beaverton always has good kids. Coach will be back. Coach Robertson, we know that. So, another day.
Yep, indeed. 3 tries there, but nothing doing for Benson, and the Beavers know that it's coming soon. 38 seconds to play. Jordan Clark is fouled by Shibomahine, and he'll go to the line. Jordan Clark's had a huge game. And Nick Robertson is going to put in some of the sophomores, some of the guys who are going to be back here, hopefully, in his opinion, next year. Two of the big guys, Heath Bailey, a 6'10 sophomore, and Brent Smith, a 6'6 sophomore, coming in. And the celebration begins for Beaverton.
Well, it's a great feeling. On one side, not so great on the other. Been in both spots.
Yes, she has.
It's just great to be here.
And the Tech men, Don Emery, also clearing his bench. And credit to both of these teams. The Benson Tech men are going to finish second. Now, this is the 26th appearance in postseason play. Nick Robertson had teams 84 and 89 finished second. But in 1998, it looks like it's going to happen.
Well, and interesting. Probably in those years, they were expected to win it. This year, I think most people probably had Benson penciled in.
Jordan Clark knocks down a free throw. He has 25 points, tops in the game. You think back about some of the Beaverton players from the 80s, as you see a disappointed Terrence Green. You think about some of the players. Anthony Taylor in 84. Dan Embick in 85, Jordy Light and Chris Ruppel in 89, Ron Grady more recently in 95, some great names, and that's just in recent years. You can go back a lot further than that. Beaverton's had some great ones through the years, but Jordan Clark is mob. Yeah, he's the man. And we continue to play the final 30 seconds. Inside, the big guy, Heath Bailey, is going to be called for the personal, number 33. There's Nick Robertson celebrating with Jordan Clark. The fans getting ready. What a great feeling.
Well, Heath Bailey, he's happy for that foul. That means in the championship game, he's on the stat sheet.
Yep. Don't tell Brent Smith that. He'll be going over there trying to pick up one himself.
No, yeah, the game will last a little too long. Great opportunity for Phil Graham to get his game to stat sheet.
That's right. Phil Graham and Junior.
But hopefully he'll be here next year. That's what he's thinking.
The Benson kids have nothing to be ashamed of.
They play with great class.
Represented themselves very well. Absolutely.
They represented their league, the PIL, their coach, and their family. They're great class.
On the drive, Craig Schuler could not get it to go. This is Ophea launching the three. He doesn't get it. That's John Aunchy. Now it's just going to be a little ping pong here as the time ticks down. 4 seconds left. The three-pointer good. Beaverton, for the first time ever, is your 4A champ. The Beaverton Beavers, your 1998 state champs. And let's go to Todd Pickett with Jordan Clark, the hero of the night.
Thank you, Scott. Yeah, a young man who says he's not sure if he can talk right now. Hey, you picked a pretty good night to have a good game.
Yes, I did. I was struggling the whole tournament, and I came out and shot the ball great tonight. Coaches helped me out shooting after practice today, and I just came out and stroked it.
You guys have had phenomenal shooting last night and tonight.
Yes, we have. Mike Coates had a hell of a tournament. He's playing this great basketball right now. Lori, he starts it all for us. He shot inside, got us going on the outside, and we just buried him.
This Benson team is a team that sometimes causes squads to get out of their offense a little bit, but Coach told you guys be aggressive and take the ball to the hole tonight.
Yes, he did. We just did what he asked us to do. We attacked them instead of them attacking us. And we just did what we needed to do.
You have some celebrating to do. Go ahead. Congratulations.
Appreciate it, guys.
Scott, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Todd. Jordan Clark, the hero. Beaverton wins the 4A crown 70-59. We'll be right back.
Interest
Introducing Slick 50 Synchron Synthetic Engine Treatment in a new pour and drive formula. Slick 50 changes the surface of the metal, protecting against the harmful effects of heat and friction. Watch, at 350 degrees, this competitive engine treatment breaks down. But Slick 50 protects vital engine parts, and it flows freely at sub-zero temperatures, too. It's the first engine treatment on the market to offer a 100,000-mile limited warranty. Slick 50 Synchron Synthetics, for the life of your car.
This garden tip is brought to you by Stark Street Lawn and Garden off I-205. Coming soon to Tualatin and Sherwood.
Staking is a challenge for even the most experienced gardeners. The key is to stake early. But if you're like the rest of us, you probably forget to stake until the plant is falling over. I recommend using natural twigs or green stakes with twine.
For more great tips and information, watch HGTV, Home and Garden Television.
It's practicing hard, it's practicing often. It's forgetting about stats and playing like a team. It's sweat. At Damerow Beaverton Ford, we understand what it takes to get to the state tournament. In fact, many of our employees credit their professional successes to lessons they learned competing in high school athletics. Congratulations to the players, the parents, the coaches, and educators. It doesn't matter if you win the trophy. When you participate, when you compete, you learn what it takes to be a winner.
Welcome back to our continuing coverage of the OSAA U.S. Bank 4A Boys Basketball State Championship presented by Power Rents. Beaverton is your champ thanks to the 70-59 win. Let's go back to Todd Pickett.
Thank you very much, Scott, with Taylor Barton and with Chris Laurie. Chris, you guys just never let up from the start tonight.
That's right. We came out fired up. I mean, we wanted this game. We took it to them. We played great.
Taylor, you were involved in one of the great football games of the year, of course. Does this help to make up for it a little bit now?
Well, I finally came out on the right end, you know. Football was a tough loss to handle, but, hey, we're 1 for 2 and we'll take it.
You guys have been here before. Nick's come up short a couple times. He said he didn't want to settle for second. How does it feel as a school now to get over the top?
Tremendous pride throughout the school and the community. Coach Robertson has worked so hard here. He's done so many tremendous things. And this win was for Coach Robertson and his wife, Katie. They've been so faithful to the program here, and we owed it to them.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations. Scott?
All right. Thank you very much, Todd. Well, Coach, you talked about it. Don't foul Taylor Barton. And that's why, as we look at the official score sheet.
Well, when you get right down to it, it was shooting that made the difference in the ballgame. Shooting from the field and then shooting from the line. Taylor Barton, 12 for 14, 17 for 20 as a team from the line. Great shooting on the part of Beaverton, and great effort on their part.
12 of 14 from the line for Taylor Barton, 10 of 12 in the fourth quarter. Now let's go back to Todd Pickett.
Thanks very much, Scott. Nick Robertson, there's a little bit different news to take home tonight.
Okay, we're dang excited, I'll tell you. I just feel like our dream came true, and that is, you know, you go into the tournament a lot of years with good basketball teams, but you've got to go into the tournament and play better than everybody else and be the tournament team. And I think, you know, that's what we were. Our perimeter game was awesome. Our inside game was awesome. And we played good defense. So, you know, you combine those things and you become the best team in the tournament. If you knock some shots down, it always seems to be difficult to shoot at the Coliseum in here. And we didn't have much trouble. We shot it well.
It's a night when you hope that everything clicks, and it did. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
The head coach, first-time state champ. Scott, back to you.
First time at Beaverton, second at Beaverton,
yeah,
for Nick Robertson. Let's look at the all-tournament team. Cameron Carr from West Lynn, Jason Lewis from Churchill, Mike Hood from Beaverton, Lars Stewart of Shelton, and Michael Dunleavy from Jesuit on the second team. The first team, it's Moses Olson, Frederick Jones, Craig Lewis, Ben Coffey, and Chris Laurie. Jordan Clark, you don't see his name there, but there's a reason. All the ballots had to be in
at
halftime of this game, and some, of course, probably had him in a little earlier than that.
Well, and Jordan admitted he struggled a little bit earlier in the tournament.
Yes, he did. The last two games, he was tough, and the Beaverton Beavers get it done. So, for Todd Pickett and Ken Harris, I'm Scott Lind saying so long from the Rose Garden in Portland, where the final score was Beaverton 70, Benson 59. You've been watching the OSAA U.S. Bank 4A Boys Basketball Championship presented by Power Rents on Fox Sports Northwest, your home of Fox Sports Net. The Beavers are the champs.
Sports News Primetime. We are there.
Can a refrigerator make a patch of sky bluer? It can if it carries the Energy Star label. Look for it and you'll not only see cleaner air, but lower utility bills.
Home teams, Fox Attitude. You're watching Fox Sports Northwest. Now, with the latest scores, highlights, and sports news from around the globe. This is Fox Sports News.
Oh, the madness, the buzzer beaters. We have it all, and we'll do our best to keep you calm. Hi, everyone. Welcome inside the Fox Network Center. Jeannie Zelasco, Steve Lyons working for you. This is Fox Sports News.
And let's start things off with previews of our top stories. The General, he's got his game face on as the Hoosiers try to advance to the Sweet 16.
That's right, and Michael Jordan's last stand continues. How would he remember the Alamo Dome?
And either the Great One lost his March Madness pool or something big went down in Boston.
We begin with a little meet and greet for North Carolina and NC Charlotte. Just a 3-hour car ride separates these two schools, yet their paths have never crossed. Never until now. A second round showdown in the NCAA tourney. And timing could have been a little better for the 49ers. You know, maybe a little December shoot-around first. Instead, it's do or die as they face the top team in the East. Bill Guthridge heels just a 3-point lead with 5 seconds to go in the second half. Then Diego Guevara with the clutch three. Are you kidding me? We're tied at 74 with 2.4 seconds to go. Carolina quick inbounds. Antoine Jamison appears to get fouled on the whistle, but it was ruled an inadvertent whistle. Hate when that happens, Steve. The whistle just blows. Nobody knows. Game going to overtime, and in that extra session, yeah, Carolina too tough. That guy, Shamon Williams, school postseason record, 6 3-pointers, 32 points. Whew, the Heels survive a scare, 93-83 the final. North Carolina's win has the Heels thinking about the words of an old rival.
Jim Valvano always used to say, survive and advance, and I think we survived today. UNC Charlotte's a great team. They played great. I thought it was really a good basketball game.
We expected to win the game, and kids know they can't play for me if you don't expect to win. So we wanted to win. We should have won, we thought, but Carolina's an awfully good team.
Hey, make it easy for everybody. Keep it in the same region. Michigan State, Princeton. Under a minute left. Mateen Cleaves, he hits the clutch 3-pointer. And he's happy about it. He finished with 27, and the Spartans advanced to the Sweet 16. 63-56 was the final. Princeton's 20-game winning streak, the longest in the nation, comes to a close at the worst time right in the tournament. And the lower half of the East Regional features Mr. Personality, your friend and mine, the General, Bobby Knight. Just to prove how crazy this tournament can get, Mr. Congeniality actually smiled at the press conference following IU's overtime win against Oklahoma. Our stat department's still checking it out, but we think it's a first. Chuckles, taking on the region's number 2 seed, Connecticut. Of course, he's animated again. First half, Hoosiers up 3. Mr. Gladness to Andre Patterson for the slam. He's playing some good hoop. Calhoun, a little bit nervous. Second half, UConn charging back. Jake Bosco with the fall away, and it goes, and the foul. Bosco's happy, that guy not. Late in the second half, Indiana within 4. Richard Hamilton from downtown, he got it. Hamilton at 23, UConn wins 78-68. Indiana fails to make the Sweet 16 for the 4th straight season. Wah! Tough loss for the Hoosiers, so you wouldn't expect Coach Knight to be in the best of spirits.
How you doing, Coach? Do you think that you got doing very good? How are you doing?
God, I've seen 6 officials here that I'd like to see in the Big Ten. God, what a difference it might make. I know what Patterson can do. I know how Patterson can play. I just wish that he would have been consistently that good.
Well, the Hoosiers haven't made much noise in the dance since their Final Four run back in 1992. Andre Patterson's 4 years in Bloomington, they've never made it past the second round and lost 3 straight first-round games before this year.
More from our nation's capital, where Washington's pretty happy. They take care of Richmond 81-66. The Huskies advance to the Sweet 16 for the first time since 1984. So it is on to the Sweet 16, and they will face UConn Thursday in Greensboro. The much-anticipated North Carolina-Princeton rematch, well, it won't happen. Instead, the Heels get Michigan State and Big Ten Player of the Year, Mateen Cleaves. And while San Antonio preps for the Final Four, the Alamo Dome gets a taste of some madness Saturday night. A full house awaits Michael Jordan and his farewell tour. It's finding its way to Texas. The last time the Bulls and Spurs met, it was murder. Rodman with his cheap shots on Robinson. His airness filling up a few highlight reels, not to mention the nail-biting double overtime finish that went Chicago's way. What the heck would they do for an encore?
Some of these guys coming
Tim
out
Duncan just thinking about it.
And here he goes up
And thinking about this move inside, but Jordan says, get out, kid. Later the first, Scottie Pippen with that miss. MJ all over it, though. Chicago up by 1 at the half. Third quarter, Spurs hanging tough. Jaren Jackson finds David Robinson. That kid's 2 of his 11 points in the quarter. Phil Jackson not happy, but they're up 9 after 3. The fourth, Jordan to Kukoc. Yeah, Tony with the Jordan-esque move. So good, we got to take another look at the pretty play. Tony Kukoc laying it up. His Ernest Jr. Later in the fourth, Bulls pull it away. Pippen drives, slams over Robinson, and the Bulls take it no double overtime this time. 96-86, the Bulls have won 6 straight against the Spurs. Jordan 30 points, 5 rebounds.
Keep rocking and rolling. Knicks and Cavs. Sean Kemp, 2 of his 22 right there. Cavs by 6. 6 seconds left. Knicks down 2. Allen Houston drives, misses, but who's there for the follow? Larry Johnson. He's tied at 78 now. 2.2 seconds left. Derek Anderson, look at this shot, blocked by Houston. We're going to OT. Now in the overtime period. Brevin Knight. He feeds Henderson for the slam. Cleveland's ahead by 2. Now Charlie Ward. He's got one last chance. He throws it away. Patrick Ewing's team has lost 5 of the last 6. Sean Kemp with 22 points on the night, 10 rebounds. Afterwards, Knicks coach Jeff Van Gundy not too happy with female referee Dee Cantor.
I think Hugh Evans and Terry Durham are very good. I really do.
How about the play at the end when you're trying to inbound the ball? And Houston, looks like he got fouled by Henderson.
Fouled, tripped, stumbled, whatever you want to say. I mean, it's not a foul unless they call it.
Van Gundy, not happy with the female officiating.
Is that my fault? You're looking at me.
Not happy. Not happy. Let's go to hockey. We kick off Saturday's hockey action with the Devils in Montreal. And if you've watched our show a lot this past year, then you already know that Martin Brodeur's father is the Canadiens' team photographer. Knowledge is power. Something you might not know, Brodeur is undefeated in 3 games against the Habs this season. So let's check out how he's doing it today. Unbeaten streak, trying to get to 13. Second period, game tied at 1. Anderchuk. It's a whole leak. His 29. Devils up 2-1. Late in the second, still 2-1. Brian Savage comes all the way down the right wing. He beats Brodeur. That's his 23rd. Game tied now, 2-2 after 2. Habs on the power play. Nice pass right there. Mark Recchi scores. Players congratulate Tebow. Habs had an empty netter to win the game 4-2. Devils franchise record tying 13-game unbeaten streak is now a thing of the past.
Keep the ice cold for the Rangers at the Bruins. First period, 1-0 Boston. Jason Allison takes the drop pass. Did you see that? Mike Richter didn't. Bruins go up 2-love. Now 2-1 Bruins. Dmitry Krisic, the shot. Allison, right place, right time. His second of the game. Bruins take a 3-1 lead. Later in the second, Krisic, the feed to Allison for the hat trick. Allison, 3 goals, 2 assists in the game. Bruins take it 5-1 the final. The Rangers winless 0-21-11 this season when they score fewer than 3 goals.
Hey, you got to hang around because we've got a lot more action and a lot more madness coming at you.
Madness. And to prove it, here's a look at what's straight up. We'll check in on round 2 of the West Regional and the finish. You will have to see to believe.
Plus, we got in the NHL, the Red Wings and Flyers. They meet in a rematch of the Stanley Cup Finals.